Semiconductor stocks under a little pressure here this morning, but you're going to have a new way to trade the sector shortly as Silvaco shares begin trading SVCO following an IPO today at the NASDAQ. The CEO is with us, Babak Taheri, joining us to talk about the business. And haven't started trading yet. Babak, thanks for being here on the Schwab Network this morning. Great to meet you and congratulations.
Thank you, Oliver. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you. We are very excited to be here at NASDAQ, and today is our big day. The whole company practically is here, so we're very excited about it.
Great. Tell us about what you guys do, because you're connected to semiconductors and hardware, but I understand you have a pretty big software business as well. So walk us through where you guys fit in the supply chain.
That's great. So actually, if you think of us, Silvaco is a software provider. We are not part of the supply chain, so we do not get affected by the supply chain cycles.
Okay.
Since we are a software company that provides software for designing of chips, we actually enable all semiconductor companies that design chips to do the first step in making a full chip. So the first step of the process is design, and that's where we tend to participate in the market. We have three business units that provide design software for semiconductors, one at the level of the chip, the other at the level of fabrication process. So we enable companies basically to make their chips using our fabrication process tools as well as our EDA tools. So the first one is called technology computer-aided design. And the second one is called EDA, or electronic design automation software. And the key fact is we are not part of the supply chain. And if you look at the space we are in, the fact of the matter is that we do most of our work and most of our revenue comes from advanced R&D projects of our customers. We tend to not be impacted by the supply chain. I call that we are part of the value chain, actually the first step. And that's the best way to describe us. The other way to think of Silvaco is we provide digital models of real-world semiconductors. And the space we work in are not a very large space in the sense of physical space. We work things at the atomic level, anything from transistor process steps all the way up to a wafer. As a matter of fact, we made an announcement that we can provide a digital twin of the wafer to our customers. And one of them, we recently announced a deal with Micron that we have been working on for a while, enabling them to not only design, but also manufacture their wafers at a better cost point, as well as yield and lower the cost of manufacturing as well.
You mentioned the different types of products, TCAD, TCAD. When I hear about computer-assisted design, I think a lot of folks can envision a traditional CAD when you're creating like parts for mechanics. So this is kind of that on a semiconductor atomic level, basically?
Yeah, exactly. So we do not do what the standard industry CAD software, computer-aided design, do. We don't do buildings, we don't do cars, we don't do airplanes. We are very specific to semiconductor business, and that's why we call it technology CAD. And as a matter of fact, the more specific name for it, it's known by TCAD in the industry. The best way to describe it, I would call it semiconductor process technology CAD, which is very specific to that norm, yes.
I'm just thinking as an analogy to kind of envision it for those that aren't in the industry. Your semiconductor building clients are going to take this and kind of simulate and try out different things to make sure when they actually go to product, it works, it functions, right?
Absolutely. And you know, the more realistic and the more accurate our models are when they simulate, the less time they spend in spinning more silicon, and they benefit from that. So you're absolutely right. Yeah.
In many ways, financially, I imagine you look quite different from what folks associate with sort of the hardware-driven semiconductor industry. Tell me about your business model. Is it recurring sales? Is that the priority to go out and find new clients right now? Walk me through kind of how you make money.
No, absolutely. You know, similar to larger competitors in the market that are in the EDA space, our business model majority, 75% of our revenue comes from what we call term-based licenses. So we sell software licenses, can vary from 1 to 5 years, but we average 3 years. And then on top of that, we do sell maintenance and support. Basically, the best way to think of our business unit is, or our company is, to think of us as a company that has a very clear path, as well as in order to see where the revenues come from, because our licenses on the average are 3 years, so we know what's coming into the pike. And as well as if you think of our revenue recognition model, we use ASC 606, so quite a bit of the bookings revenue comes up front, and the rest is realized over the term of the contract. And that's how our business works. We are not a SaaS company. We are a terms-based or time-based license company that has proven over time with much larger competitors that we have is the right approach to grow the business and also have visibility to revenue.
So you want customers that are going to be with you for a long time, that are locked in.
Absolutely.
You mentioned Micron. Can you tell us some more about who your big customers are right now, or if there's anyone you're targeting, given the AI revolution has really kind of built this arms race? I imagine you're out there probably pitching your product at this point.
No, absolutely. Micron was a big deal for us in the sense that it's one of the larger customers that we can talk about, and we did a press release 2 weeks ago with them. And we have, if you think of top 10 semiconductor companies by revenue, our EDA tools are used in those. But we focus and concentrate and grow 7 markets, but the top 3 markets that we focus on are basically what I would call power semiconductors. If you think of things like silicon carbide or gallium nitride or the components that go into power semiconductors, we enable all those companies to be able to simulate, to be able to bring new products to the market. As I mentioned, we work with their advanced technology team in order to enable them. The second market that we are growing and getting traction on is memory technology. We made an announcement with Micron. That's an example of the company. If I were to go back to the power semiconductors, 4 out of 10 largest silicon carbide and gallium nitride companies are our customers. In terms of memory, we've added Micron, and last year we added 4 other memory technology companies that are using our simulation and software tool. And the third market, we actually have a very good lead position compared to the competitors. It's called display market. If you look at display market, and as I mentioned, if you see displays that are curved, displays that are foldable, rollable, that are already in the market, these are the products that we have worked on and enabled our customers, I would say 4 or 5 years ago. We are working in the next generation of display, next generation of power, and next generation of memory products. And again, we do software simulations. We don't provide anything in terms of hardware or chemicals for manufacturing. We are enabling our customers in order to be able to go to their next generation product and evaluate 3 things. Is it possible to do? Is it possible to manufacture? And can it be done in an effective way and timely fashion?
Okay. Babak, as a CapEx light business, then what do you do with the money post IPO? We only got about 40 seconds. Take me through it.
Yeah. So we are very CapEx light in the sense that, as you know, our software is pretty agile, and we can simulate, and computers that use our software to simulate, most every company that we work with have their CapEx for this kind of software. Plus, the only CapEx we spend on is just purchasing computers in order to use the next generation of computers for simulation. And in terms of post IPO, as you know, we are going to be able to have flexibility to do acquisitions. We're going to have flexibility to actually retain and actually obtain more technology talent that we have been seeking for growth. It's a very specialized area, so most of the scientists that are in this space not only are physicists, chemists, or photonics guys, but also they can write software. So we tend to actually train them out of the bat from 200 universities we work with and labs, But our also goals for post acquisition is to be able to grow our marketing and sales. 98% of our revenue comes from direct sales, and the channels we have built are scalable to handle an order of magnitude or larger of more revenue currently. So
got it. So sounds like a lot of hiring basically is on the way. Recruitment,
I hope so, yes.
hiring, and getting salespeople out there. Okay, Babak, we'll be watching. Thanks a lot for your time and congrats. So we'll continue to chat.
Thank you so much for your time. We are very excited, and thank you for your time.
For sure, absolutely. Babak Taheri, CEO at Silvaco. All right, shares will be trading under SVCO, priced at $19, I believe, 6 million shares. Yeah, so we'll keep our eyes on it.